Hello, this is Emmanuel with RelationshipMinibooks.com. I'm here to help you have an exceptional relationship. Now, if you're single and you've been looking to get into a relationship, I know you're wondering, is it ever going to happen for me? In fact, just this past week, I met two people that were in their 50s just wondering, am I ever going to find the one that's right for me? Am I ever going to get married? And both of them were a little bit discouraged. And I'm going to share with you what I kind of shared with them. So if you're in this situation, I want you to really listen. And I'm going to go to something that the Bible says. And the Bible tells us that it is by faith and by patience that we inherit the promises. See, there's a promise of a relationship for you if that's what's in your heart, because God grants us a heart's desire. But it's by faith and by patience that you inherit the promises. Now, to make sure that you really understand what I'm saying, I'm going to help you understand why it takes faith to get into a relationship. Really, faith is trusting and believing that God is going to do something. And I know you have that. But just because you have faith doesn't mean that you just sit on the sidelines. No, faith requires action. And the work of faith is to produce obedience to what God is telling you to do. So the question I want to ask you is, are you doing the things that God is asking you to do, even if it feels uncomfortable to do so? Even if it's not exactly what you thought that you wanted or what you thought you had in mind. That is exactly what happened to me. See, I went to Colombia, and that is where I met my wife. Did I think that I was going to meet my wife in Colombia? No, I had no idea. But all I knew was that I was going to be obedient to God to go to Colombia. And then when God asked me to go ahead and approach her, I actually did. This was later on. Now, I thought to myself, how is this going to work? I'm in the US, she's in Colombia. She wants to stay in Colombia. This is a waste of time. That was me though. God just said, you know what? Just go ahead and ask her. So I decided that I didn't know as much as God does, and I decided that I was going to be obedient to what He was asking me to do, and I ended up asking her, and long story short, she is my wife. So therefore, I want to tell you, it is by faith that you inherit the promises. You need to make sure you know what God is asking you to do, even if it doesn't seem to make any sense, or it's not what you would have chosen. God is way smarter, way more knowledgeable than you, and He wants the absolute best for you. That's the faith part. Now, for the patience part, I want to make sure you understand. Patience, another word for it, is perseverance. That means you just can't do something one time and say, well, I tried this, it didn't work, I'm done. No. You need to persevere, and you need to do that thing time and time and time again. I'm going to give you another example, again with my wife. You know what? It took me 3 times of asking her before she decided to say yes to me. The first time I asked her, she said, no. The second time I asked her, well, I don't know what she was thinking, but she said, no. No, I'm just joking, guys. But, I know what she was thinking. Is this guy really serious? But she said no to me. It took the 3rd time for her to say yes to me. What if I hadn't persevered? And I said, you know what? Maybe I didn't hear God correctly when He said to ask her. Then I would have missed out on a wonderful blessing from the Lord. So that's what it takes. If you really want to get into a relationship and you desire to be married and you want to meet somebody, it takes faith and it takes perseverance. That means you have to be obedient to God, even if it's not something that you want, and you need to trust God to take care of you and to hold your heart in the right place. And then you have to be committed and persevere in that action. You have to be long-suffering. That is what helped me in my situation, and that is what is going to help you. Again, remember, it is by faith and by patience that you inherit the promises that God already has for you. And if you want to be in a relationship and it's something that's on your heart, you understand that as long as you delight yourself in the Lord, He will grant you your heart's desire. That's in Psalm 37:4. Just be faithful and persevere. Take committed action towards what you want to do. And God, in His perfect timing, when the time is right, is going to bring it to pass on your behalf as you do the work that you need to do. I hope you've enjoyed this video. There are more videos like this. Again, please subscribe if you love it. Share it. Love to see you on relationshipminibooks.com. And we'll see you next time. Take care.